Hello, everyone. This is Glenfjorn, and I am here with Garvey.
Hi,
And
everybody.
hello. And we're going to, more him than me, explain the Axie team that we're currently using for Axie Infinity scholarships. Um, so, Garvey, would you care to explain the concept of our team for
Ab-
our scholars?
Absolutely. So, when I was looking at this game and researching, I wanted to do something a little bit differently with a new set of eyeballs on the game. So, I saw that energy plays a tremendously important part of the game. So, I wanted to build a team that was built around energy gain and energy destruction and energy stealing. And the idea behind it is if you could keep a little bit ahead of energy of the enemy team, that you'll have a very clear and distinct advantage going forward. So the concept is basically an energy battery team. So two of the three members of the team will have some capacity to gain energy, destroy enemy energy, or to steal the energy from the other opponent. And of course, the bird is just there to basically punch people in the face and knock them out, one shot people. So now maybe what we could do is why don't we take a look at the plant, and I'll explain how the plant cards fit into this concept of a backdoor bird and an energy battery team.
Okay,
Perfect.
here's our plant.
So here's the plant. There's some variation of the plant. Sometimes instead of having the prickly trap card, which does 110 damage, sometimes we use the backdoor card. My team in particular used the backdoor card, but this is the meta team. It's good to have big damage on your cards. But the most important part here is serious vegetable bite. Um, this is a really important card because it doesn't only take an energy away from the enemy team, it gives it to you. So it's a double benefit card. It has a little bit of damage, a little bit of shield, which is really important. And the rest of the cards is basically to keep the plant alive as long as you need him alive through big shields. So the damage isn't really so important with this card. It's more about the energy drain, the vegetal bite, and the shields. So the plant is pretty straightforward. It's a standard plant. They use this in every team. And again, the variation is the 110 damage, 20 shield card. Sometimes I use the backdoor card, and I forget the name of the card. But if my scholars are watching, you know which card I'm talking about. So this is pretty straightforward. It's just a contributor to the energy concept and the shield concept. So now we could look at the beast, and the beast is very interesting. It's not a meta beast. It's not meant to do a tremendous amount of damage. It's more like a bruiser, so it's a utility beast. So we can look, we have the standard Rimp, which is Ronin, and Imp, which is Ivory Stab and the single combat combo. This is really important for damage and also gaining energy. So with single combat, obviously you use 3 cards in a combo, and the single combat always critical strikes. The Ivory Stab, if you critical strike, you gain an energy. And then the last card, let me pop this out so I can see a little clearer. Piercing Sound, that's an enemy a destroy energy card. So as you could see, if you do a 3-card combo of single combat, Ivory Stab, and Piercing Sound, you're not only critical striking and doing a very decent amount of damage. It's not maximum damage for a beast. I do understand that a lot of scholars like maximum damage beast. That's not really the theme of this this team. So again, you want to just stay ahead of energy, and you also want to make sure that they're really nervous saving more than 2 energy per round, because you're either going to steal it or destroy it from them. So they really can't stack energy with this team and give 4 or 5 cards worth of energy to kill your team, because they're afraid to save the energy because you're either going to steal it or destroy it. What's really interesting about this Axie is the Lunar Absorb, the 0 cast card that gives you 1 energy. So that's a flex card. You could use it for combos with single combat. But most importantly, it's there to clear stuns and clear fears. So with the dreaded Terminator deck, this card destroys Terminators. So I could give you a little example. So, a standard Terminator gives you 2 fears. One is the chomp. They attack you, it hits you, you're feared. And the other is sticky goo, where when you break the shield of the Terminator, it fears you. So now if you look at this, that 0 card doesn't do any damage. It gives you energy, but you got plenty of energy, obviously, between your plant and ivory stab. But if you're fighting a Terminator or anything that stuns, right, a tiny bunny, for example, you can start with the Lunar Absorb, the 0 cast card. It will clear the chomp fear. You still get the energy, but it clears the fear without any ill effects towards your Axie. Then you follow it up, Lunar Absorb, into single combat. Single combat will go and smack the Terminator in the face. It will break the shield and fear you again. That's usually really bad. With this Axie, there's no problem. You go Lunar Absorb, single combat, you're feared again. You use Lunar Absorb again. You get the energy and it clears the fear again. So that Lunar Absorb just cleared both fears, and you still get the maximum benefit of having 2 extra energy. Then you could follow it up with a 4th card of either Piercing Sound, Ivory Stab, or maybe even another single combat. So Terminators or anybody that wants to stun you or fear you, that Lunar Absorb is really, really good to clear those fears and make sure that you do indeed have an energy advantage. So that's the reason why we have this particular beast. It's a flex. It's not supposed to be maximum DPS. That's not the point of this deck. Really, what you want to do is be focusing on the bird and making sure the bird has the ability to backdoor and one-shot, an Aqua in the back, anything in the back line that does a lot of DPS. So you'll have the energy. This guy does do tremendous amounts of damage to his plants, obviously. But again, you're up on energy and you have a way to clear fears with no ill effect towards you.
Nice.
Great.
So I'm going to pull up the
Great.
bird next.
Yes, sir. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word. So this is the, not that guy. Yeah, this one.
So here we have the bird Axie you were speaking of. You want to go through that one?
Yes, sir. So this is the one of the centerpieces of the team. This Axie, the bird Axie, is meant to do one thing and one thing only: backdoor the DPS as quickly as possible. And there's some really cool combos in this this team, and this team is really dependent on combos. So as you can see, there's the backdoor card with Dark Swoop. There's the blackmail card, the egg bomb, and the 0 cost all-out shot that does damage to you as well. This is really designed. You can one shot on round 1 Aquas in the back line bugs in the back line, anything in the back line is basically going to get wiped out. And the beautiful part is because we have the all-out shot, a zero cast card, a lot of times in round one, you might get all 4 of these cards on the initial draw. And in round one shot a 420 hit point Aqua very, very easily. And of course, the combo is Dark Swoop into Egg Bomb, into Blackmail, into All Out Shot. Why is that order really, really important? This is one of the more combo dependent Axies in the game. So Egg Bomb has a negative effect. It's apply Aroma on this Axie until next round. What Aroma means, and a lot of newer players don't understand this, is that is a debuff to your bird. Aroma means that every single attack by the enemy team will attack the bird, not your plant. That's really, really bad, especially, obviously, if a lot of damage is coming in, you can kill the back line, but then you're going to die. But if you look, after you cast the Dark Swoop into Egg Bomb, you cast Blackmail. If you look at the spell text there, it says transfer all debuffs on this Axie to target. This is really important towards, round 2, round 3, round 4, when the backline might have a shield and you can't one-shot it. What you're basically doing is you're debuffing yourself with the Egg Bomb, where enemies will attack you and you only, but then you cast Blackmail and it takes the Aroma debuff from you and sends it to the enemy backline, right? All Out Shot obviously is just pure DPS. You're going to take some damage. But with the Egg Bomb Blackmail combo, it doesn't matter how many hit points the person in the back has, because you could follow it up with a beast spell, right? Whether it's single combat or any damage spell, even the card from the plant. So your bird's always going to go first. You do this combo. It will 90% of the time kill the back line. But if they're surviving with, 50 hit points or something like that, any of your Axies after your bird attacks will attack the target of your bird. So you're almost guaranteed to kill anything in the back line with this combo. Later in the game, when they have high shields, you just make sure your beast or your plant has a damage spell coming in after your bird, and it will automatically finish off the back line. Does that make sense to you, Blenfion?
Yes, it does.
Right. So, in summary, this is a team that's meant to keep you ahead of energy, and also to set up your bird to one shot their DPS. And that's really the whole idea of the team. The beast is really good versus Terminators. This Axie, the bird Axie, is really actually very good versus Terminators as well, because you can use the all-out shot, the same as you're using Lunar Absorb, the zero cast card for the beast. As you remember, if you're feared, you cast the zero cast card. With this card, if you cast the zero cast card, you don't take damage if you do not do damage. So you're not going to take any damage. It clears the fear from the chomp. You come in with Egg Bomb. It breaks the Terminator's shield. Then you follow up with another all-out shot. It clears the fear from the sticky goo. And then you follow up with Blackmail. So it's not going to do as much damage. It's only going to do the Egg Bomb damage and the Blackmail damage. But the all-out shot cleared both fears from the initial chomp and breaking their enemy shield with sticky goo. But you still get the effect of the Aroma being applied to the Terminator, where now your beast and your plant can smack it in the face as well and hopefully finish it off. So these zero cast cards, I think, are extremely important, especially as you see so many Terminators. And a Terminator is basically, it has Chomp and it has Sticky Goo. The Chomp is the offensive fear, and the Sticky Goo is the defensive fear. But with these zero cast cards, you can clear the fear and still apply a huge chunk of damage to Terminators, or anything that stuns you or gives you any kind of problem. So energy battery, stay ahead of energy. They're scared to save energy, so they can't put these combos together. So that's the first aspect of this team. And the second is it's very dependent on combos. So the next video, we should really discuss the mechanics of how do we ensure that we're manipulating the deck to make sure that we're getting the cards we need to do the combos. And the second aspect is how do we stack cards to ensure that we can one-shot things. And of course, that's going to be the next video. But TLDR, the theme of the deck is energy battery. Makes them very scared to save their energy. You always have more energy. And 2, the combos to do a significant amount of damage, even though it doesn't appear that these Axies do a lot of damage outside of the bird, they do. And the third concept, of course, being the clearing of the fears and the stun through the use of 0 cast cards. And that's really the basic premise of the deck. Keep ahead of energy, make them scared to save energy. Don't worry about Terminators because the Beast and the Bird just wrecks things. But really what we're trying to do is use the Bird to kill the back line as quickly as possible. Round 1, round 2, the latest round 3, you should be able to save enough cards to one-shot the back line.
Nice.
I enjoy it. I think it's really interesting. It's very, very different. I don't see any teams doing energy battery teams. At most, you'll see a plant with Sirius that steals the energy, but that's it. We have that, and we have our Beast that has 2 cards that give us energy and 1 card that destroys energy on the enemy team, and you need to cast 3 cards in a combo for single combat to crit. So it all works really, really well as long as you understand the next video, which is deck manipulation and card stacking.
Nice. Well, thank you for taking the time to explain all that to us, and we shall see you in the second video.
Hell yeah. Thank you, everybody.